Good evening and welcome back. Tonight I'm going to show you how to make a very luxurious Christmas tree using natural products and fresh flowers. And as usual, we need a few special ingredients. We need a Christmas Carole Ann, a little bit of sparkle, and the bubbles. Oh. Merry Christmas. Cheers. Yes. Firstly, I'm going to teach you how to make these beautiful little natural decorations to hang on your Christmas tree. And for these, you're going to need dried oranges, dried limes, cinnamon sticks, apples, even some chilies. To get started, you need to fashion a needle. So we need quite a thick stub wire.
Okay, not thin one.
And we're going to bend that in two. Now you need to squish it as hard as you can. Before you squeeze it completely tight, put a bit of raffia through it. As we start with our first bit of orange, and we push it through. We bring that all the way through, and then we tie it in a knot at the end. And you can either leave it hanging like that, or when it comes through, you can tie it in a bow.
It's good because it doesn't have to be precise, does it? It looks nice and rustic.
So then, once you've got your starter, find whatever you want. Now these are a bit trickier. They're quite hard to get through, so you need something like a skewer to make your initial hole for you.
And that's just like a tangerine orange, is it?
This is just simply a tangerine orange that they've dried.
And where would you buy things like this?
I buy them for the wholesaler. You can get them from your local florist, even supermarkets sell these in little bags now. Choose what you'd like to put on, pierce it through, and it's just a case of threading it through.
And it smells so nice too.
They smell amazing.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's really aromatic. It's like the whole room smells. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Absolutely. So what else do we have? We have some chilies. If you're feeling adventurous and you want to add something a little bit different to your arrangement,
so nice.
You can put that on. That
looks
one
really
there.
festive, doesn't it?
It does.
Beautiful.
Finish off with an orange. And that's your final piece.
Beautiful.
So then you can cut that, you tie that in a knot, and you tie it in a bow. Oh, tie it in a top knot here.
But that just took seconds to make.
Absolutely seconds.
And yet if you were to buy something as sophisticated looking as that, you'd just spend, I don't know, £12 from a very high class gift shop or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really beautiful.
A bit wonky, that one. Just hangs on your tree.
Gorgeous.
Long lasting and extremely natural.
Very nice. I like that you've put a beautiful little bow on that. You could, I suppose, if you had a colour theme going for your tree, you could do all different bows like that.
Yeah.
Tartan or white or silver or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably not go too many bows.
Yeah.
Just because if you want to keep your tree really natural.
Well, I'm very much a big bow girl.
Are you? Well, in that case, you could bow away.
Okay.
And the other thing that you can do, though, instead of putting them necessarily on here, is you can actually tie the bow directly onto the tree. And for me, the more rustic the ribbon, the better.
Yeah, lovely.
Following on from these, we're actually going to make a garland out of these. So you will probably need a longer.
And again, you buy this at craft shops and
you can buy
flower
raffia.
shops.
Most florists these days have raffia. You can buy them, I think, even in places like Homebase or B&Q, something like that. Use the longer bit because you want it to stay as long as possible. So just a bit like sewing.
Yeah.
Make sure you hold on to that so it doesn't. So literally start from the bottom again and work all your way up. And you just need to keep adding whatever combinations you need to get to a full-size garland.
Wonderful.
And I'm going to let you play around with that for a minute.
Right.
I'm going to come back to the Christmas tree and show you how to put natural, fresh flowers on your Christmas tree. Anything from this Stylingia, which is absolutely brilliant. I love this every Christmas. It's simple little berries.
What's it called again?
Stylingia.
Stylingia.
Which is a very strange name. Simple little, they look like berries, they're actually not. They're quite furry and they last, and they're pretty much dried, so they last. So what we need to do is wire the end of this one here. Got that on the long wire. And we're just going to pop that onto one of the stems and wire it on like that.
So if you couldn't get this, say, any festive coloured dried flowers you could do the same thing with?
You could do this with literally anything, and I'm going to show you. You can do it with, where did I put them? Hypericum berries. I mean, these are completely natural and very fresh today. But if you take off all the leaves, those berries will last for ages. And then you just go round and round and round till you've got a bit of a leg at the end. And then you pop it onto the tree and use the wire to go around one of the stems. And it looks like it's growing off the Christmas tree, but it's so effective.
It is.
These are wonderful, the viburnum berries. They've got a blue, absolute blue tinge.
So you could go down to the woods or the park or forage for things.
If you have a fabulous garden, you're away. Laurel bushes, bay trees, ivy. So one of my favourite things at Christmas is the snow. And as we don't always get snow in this country, you can buy it in a can.
Okay.
And then gently into a tree all over. It gives it such an amazing frosted look.
Yeah.
And it does literally look like your tree's coming from outside.
This is very relaxing, very therapeutic. Doing crafty things.
This is where we come to the fresh flowers. These hydrangea heads are one of my favourite flowers, and especially as you get to this time of year, they two-tone, so the only colour left in them is on the edges. And once they start to go green in the middle and have a colour on the edge, they dry really nicely. So even if you cut them now, wire them onto your tree, by the time Christmas is here, they'll be dry.
They won't look brown.
They won't look brown and they don't go crusty. They just stay as they are, but dry. You ready for a top up?
Oh, yes, please. That would be wonderful. I'm feeling very Martha Stewartish. Look. How do it look?
Fantastic.
I am the spirit of Christmas.
You are the natural spirit.
I am. But you know what's so satisfying about this, Lou, is that you feel that you've done something so sophisticated and people are going to comment and say, oh my goodness, how did you do that? And yet it was so simple.
Now, one thing I forgot to say at the very beginning is always make sure you put your lights on your tree before you start.
Really? Yeah.
Sometimes,
and that
they work. And my don't put all the lights on the tree and then plug it in. Plug it in, test that they work, and actually, I think, swirl them around the tree while they're lit, so you can actually see where they go and how they look. Yeah, this is poplar sperried eucalyptus. It comes in this kind of reddy tinge, or you can get it in a simple green as well. And it all just adds to the spruce of the tree. And,
so really just be adventurous, go out with a bag and snip at a few things and see what can
if you can snip it. So it's coming along nicely, I think.
Beautiful. I'm already inspired. I want to go out tomorrow snipping at things in my garden.
How's your garland coming along?
Lovely.
Beautiful garland.
I haven't tied this end.
Oh, that end's not tied.
So,
Rookie mistake. There we go. So just split that in two. Do the same thing. That end, just tie it in a bow.
That looks so good.
There's your creation.
Lovely. I'm so proud of that.
And that's going to go on the tree.
Fantastic.
You need to find a nice place. You do have to remember that these are a bit more heavy than your normal tinsel. And here's one we made earlier.
But yours looks so professional. You've got cinnamon sticks.
I've got cinnamon sticks, oranges, apples, everything. And we're going to do the same thing with that. Nestle it into the tree. The further back in the tree you get it, the more likely it is to stay. These little glass baubles basically have got a hole in the side, and inside, for safety reasons, we use these lovely little battery operated tea lights. And every year I do something different, and this year I went to Washington DC and I found these little creatures.
And it works, doesn't it?
And I have some other little creatures that I found. These came from Homebase,
Oh,
and I do believe they were $2.99.
oh my goodness.
I mean, I think if you look, you will find. And my little snowy owls. Finally, you need a star. Every tree needs a star on the top. I mean, some people love to make the whole thing themselves, but this time, Homebase came to the rescue once again.
I love the fact, Lou, that you haven't been so chic that you don't have cutesy things, because Christmas is about children too, and they love to come around and say, oh, I love that, I love it. Because we can be sort of high arch style and just keep it so, just so. And you know, it is about children, it is about kind of wonderment and having kind of cute things as well. So you incorporated the style and the wonderment.
It's an opportunity to feel the magic and the simplicity and the family and the friendship and all of the things that Christmas means to everybody.
That sounds great. I'll drink to that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Lou.
And Merry Christmas to you too.
Merry Christmas.
It's Christmas!
I love it. We should do that, do the outtake.